Hey guys, welcome back to Honeycomb. My name is KO and today we're doing another episode of our series Exploded and Compressed, where we take one coffee and we taste it both as an espresso and as a pour over. But for the pour over, we split it up, we explode it out into 4 different cups. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Now, if you haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button. It goes a long way for us. And click the thumbs up button and share the video with your friends. That stuff does help us out a lot. All right, so our coffee today is the Nensebo Bildimoo or Bildimoo. It's from Ethiopia. And this is the Bildimoo #1 roasted by the Good Cup Coffee Company in Cebu City. Origin is Nensebo, Ethiopia. Producers are various smallholders. Altitude is 1900 meters above sea level. The varietal is heirloom and it's a natural process, harvested last year 2020. So let's get to tasting our coffee. I'm gonna grind the coffee now directly into our origami brewer. And while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna empty out the hot water that I have in all the cups. I'm heating them up so that they have a very consistent temperature throughout the brew process. Alright, 16 grams of coffee into our origami dripper. We're gonna start the timer and move the dripper every 50 seconds and 60 ml of water. So, you guys ready? I'm ready, let's go. Start timer. Coming up in 50 seconds, and I'm gonna move it to cup number 2. And we'll take the water up to 120 ml. Tear the scale. Don't forget to tear the scale when you move to your 3rd cup, or you move to another scale. So what I'm doing is I'm actually lowering my dosage in this cup down to 58 ml. I'm just anticipating that I had put a lot of water on that first 2 cups, and I want to make sure that I'm still getting the correct brew ratio, more or less. All right, so we had a lot more water stay inside the brewer compared to our other brews. So it did choke a bit, which is unusual. Usually we don't get chokes using this grind size and this brew method. I will be interested to see what that tastes like later. I'm gonna let it drip down, but first let's taste these 4 cups and see what we got. All right, first cup, you can really see the syrupy, thicker brew that we usually get from this first cup. And let's give it a smell. Mixed berries on the nose immediately. There's raspberry, cherry, if you consider cherry a berry, and like a strawberry, not like a fresh strawberry, like a strawberry reduction. You know when they put that little piece of strawberry on like the side of a chocolate cake? All right, let's give it a taste. Ooh. Now there's like a big fat red strawberry. Wow. So the flavor is kind of developing. Surprising amount of complexity for this. All right, let's give it a taste. Big red strawberry and some like dark black cherry. There's a little bit of saltiness. I wouldn't say it's an astringency. I wouldn't say it's a bitterness. It's just like a very slow drag of saltiness in the finish. Cup number 2. This is the second 50 seconds of the brew. Very sweet. There is a fresh strawberry flavor that's really coming out in this stage. We had it kind of on the nose here and then in the flavor, but it's very condensed. It's starting to taste very much like a big fresh strawberry. You know how like strawberries have a little bit of sourness to them, that tanginess? That's really coming out here. All right, cup number 3. I'm starting to see some of the tanginess, some of the acidity beginning to fade. And this is starting to become a lot more sweet. There is a refined white sugar sweetness to it. So a very straightforward sugar. That strawberry note is kind of going all the way through there. So it's like this very high peak, and then it's tapering off towards the end. So that's kind of giving me a clue that what we're getting that flavor from is definitely the acids inside of the coffee. All right, fourth cup. I don't know if it's floral, but it's not vegetal, but it's like a plant. It's more like dried flowers than fresh flowers. You know how like perfume is kind of this fresh flower scent. This is more like a dried flower. I don't even know if it's a flower. It might even be like a malt, right? Like a dried leaf or dried wheat. It doesn't taste vegetal. Usually when you say vegetal, we're talking about like a sappy taste, and it's not like that. But we're definitely getting it here at the end. Remember, this is coming up on the 3 minute to a bit more. And I'm gonna taste this. A little bit of bitterness coming in here on what's essentially the fifth cup. And this ran until about 4 minutes 20. So we let it run an extra minute, but not bad, not bad. Altogether, I imagine that it's still gonna be very tangy. So let's try it. Remember, we got all the tanginess here in the front of the brew, which means that if you want very punchy coffees, you want to concentrate very heavily on this first 100, what's that, like 110 seconds? And that should give you a very desirable, punchy flavor. So yeah, I would say for this coffee, concentrate on brewing shorter brew times. So that strawberry that was sliced up into bits has really come together, coalesced, I guess, and you can really taste it in there. I'm gonna just add this extra one to see what happens. So the berry flavors, when they're all together, it's really present. All the slices are in there. That black cherry is definitely there, and then the acidity is very much like a malic strawberry acidity, and it works pretty much in harmony with that kind of dried plant flavors that we were getting in the end, like dry grass flavors. It creates a complexity that you can't taste on its own. So the interaction of the different stages in this coffee is really interesting. But I would say cut your brew before you get over here. So try to be done with this coffee, honestly, in about a minute 30. You might want to grind a little bit coarser to get that result. All right, so we've tried it now as a exploded coffee. Let's try it as an espresso. Smells great. Gotta love volumetrics. Stopped exactly on schedule. So this was 18 grams in and 39 grams out, or 39 ml out. Not so much crema. So this is how we make our espressos here, especially when we're doing tasting. Lower crema, longer brew times, and a pause after the pre-infusion. Give it a smell. Ooh, bright strawberry flavors. I should say that this is roasted for filter, but we're drinking it today as an espresso. And as an espresso, it has a very deep acidity just on the nose. Beautiful aroma. That dried grass kind of smell dried vegetation, dried leaf smell that we were getting earlier, dried flowers. It seems to be a bit more mature here. Deep, malty. The cherry is bolder in the espresso, but the strawberry is definitely there. As an espresso, this coffee is a fruit bomb. All the things that we're tasting here has translated into the espresso. I'm actually surprised that this is a filter roast, because as an espresso, it's so interesting. Bold, sweet, incredibly drinkable. This is a coffee for people who don't like coffees. You know what I'm talking about. Those people are like, oh, I don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't like bitter things. I don't like acidity, right? This is a kind of coffee that can really change someone's mind. It's not bitter. It's sweet on its own. It doesn't require any sugar, any flavoring whatsoever. It's high in acidity, but it's an acidity that people can understand, right? Like this is, people will say they don't like acidity or they don't like acid, but then they'll eat strawberries and cherry and stuff like that, which are also high in acidity, right? Wines, high in acidity. And this has a very, very deep, fruity, fruit bomb acidity taste that I think is a crowd pleaser. If you can think of that first time that you ever had a specialty coffee, someone served you like an Ethiopia Yirgacheffe. This is not like a Yirgacheffe style coffee, but it is that Ethiopia fruit bomb. Lots of flavor, lots of, deep red fruit berry flavors inside this coffee. I tend to be a pour over filter coffee guy. But over the last couple of coffees, we've been tasting some really good espressos coming out of our test process here. So yeah, I'm surprised even myself. Have you tried this coffee? And I think that the Good Cup sells this coffee wholesale. I'm not sure if they're selling it retail yet. If they're not, send them a DM. I'm sure they can hook you up or they can help you out. I might be talking out of turn. But I will tell you this, the Good Cup, they've had some really good customer service. So let me know your thoughts. Have you tried this coffee? What's your experience with Ethiopian coffees? Have you tried exploding a coffee? I do want to know all that stuff. Let me know in the comments below, or follow along on Instagram and send me a DM. I know a lot of you like to do that. And I appreciate it. I totally love that stuff. I'm Keo Kosh on Instagram. Follow at Daily Drink Mag on Instagram and follow at Honeycomb Manila. This is our studio in Double Dragon Plaza. All right. I wish you guys good luck. I wish you guys good health. I wish you guys great coffee like this one. Peace.